Welcome back to Pikkit Playbook with me, Preston Lopez, presented by Pikkit Sports, the best app if you want to track your bets, your friends' bets, and share your bets throughout the community. Today, I have someone very special on. His name is Jack Settleman. And why is Jack special? Well, he just did a YouTube video where he's driving in the backseat and Neymar was driving him. He's getting chauffeured by Neymar. He's amassed a following of almost 30,000 subscribers on his own company that he is the CEO of, Snapback Sports, 100,000 on Instagram. He is crushing it. If you don't follow his content, you are missing out because it's incredible. Jack, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I like the Longhorn shirt. I went to UT, so, tough last few weeks, but we're feeling good.
Hey, we survived Vanderbilt. I'm saying we. I'm doing the typical Texas thing. I didn't go to Texas. I didn't go to UT. You did, so you're actually the only fan that went to that school. But I was at the Georgia game as well. It was a tough loss. I got to be honest with you. Just speaking of that one, I don't think it was Quinn's fault. I think that was Sark's fault.
That is what I was saying. Now, Quinn is obviously not objective blame. I'm a Ravens fan also, and the Ravens defense is having a meltdown right now, and everyone wants to blame one person. It's a group thing, and so obviously Quinn is at fault for a little bit, but Sark got outcoached. Sark has never really come through in the big games, and if we're waving, if we're pulling a red flag here, I do think it comes to Sark.
Well, that is incredible that you are that mature where you don't blame one person. But me, when I have my money on someone, I blame somebody. So Sark, pick it up, man, because right now, I don't know if you know this, Jack, I currently have about $10,000, a little bit more, on the Longhorns to win the national championship, and we've been betting that when they were plus 900 this summer. So I really need them to come through. This isn't a game to me anymore.
Is that in the Pikkit app? I can see that in the app.
Unfortunately, that is not. But I think I'm working on something to show all my tickets because these are real tickets. It's about a stack this big. I've showed it on previous episodes. But that's a past bet right there, right? That is past. In this episode, you are going to deliver us winners. And I'm not asking kindly because we need them. It is week 10. We are suffering. Okay, we need them from you, Jack. I know you actually go to these games, so you got the winners for us, all right? But
yeah,
you got to tell me.
I'm on the ground, so I'm taking care of everything for you there.
I got a soldier out there that we're bringing home. You're going to tell us what we're going to bet this weekend. It's going to be incredible. But for anyone out there who's saying, why would I believe this guy? Why am I going to look at Jack and take his bets this weekend? Well, for starters, this is one of the greatest YouTube videos I've ever seen if you haven't seen it. He was driven around by Neymar. You have to tell me how that happened. Give us a little behind the scenes on that video. I'm going to link the video right here if you want to watch it. Jack, take it away.
Yeah, that was a fun one. We've done some cool stuff on the channel, but being able to hang out with Neymar for a day was definitely awesome. He was having an event out in LA while Brazil was over here for Copa. Puma threw an event. He's a Puma athlete, and they were like, you can, spend time with him, ask him questions, do your whole thing. But the one fun thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap a Cybertruck in Puma, and then Neymar's going to be in it, and he can grab some content. Well, he gets the Cybertruck. He's like, oh, my God. And then he's like, actually, I want to drive it. So he's whipping around the streets of Los Angeles in this Puma-branded Cybertruck. And then the next night we were in the suite at SoFi watching, his own team play. And it was really interesting for me because I'm obviously a huge fan, but he is a player. He's a superstar. He's one of the best Brazilians ever. And he's been injured and he has to watch his own team play. And I wasn't sure if he would be mentally checked out, if he would care. He was the biggest fan in the whole building, reacting. I mean, he was getting trolled by SoFi and by the internet. So it was really cool. A good dude for sure.
Your video was incredible because when I watched it, he just seems like a guy that you can watch college football Saturday with and crack a beer with.
100%.
Really cool.
Jimmy Butler and him are literally best friends. And I found the wildest thing to be, which we didn't even really include in the video, is that the day before the game when we did the Cybertruck, Jimmy came to just hang out and not even hang with Neymar. That's Neymar's presence is just chilling with the boys. And Jimmy wanted to just be around them and chill out.
Dude, that is awesome. I always tell people if you do YouTube, you never know where you're going to land up. It's always the craziest stories. That one, I really couldn't pitch you. That one's insane. And I think you crushed it. Great video. Go watch it. Give him a subscribe as well. But I got to tell you, Jack, I was digging through some of your videos, and you've been to every single game almost. You've done the backyard brawl. You've done the biggest rivalries. You've done the moments that mean more to people, the action games. Being at those games, there has to be one that stands out as your worst game that you filmed,
Ooh.
the worst fan base, everything, even the bet. I don't know if you placed money on the game, but you got to tell us, what was the worst experience you've ever had filming a video?
So we go to, any type of event like you said, and we create ratings and rankings for all of this. So we've got like over 100 sporting experiences on the list, and the lowest one on the list, which we can also link down below the full ratings, is the A10 tournament. So conference basketball tournament for us degens is the best. For us sports fans who are trying to enjoy an atmosphere, I would not say the A10 on a Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. tip is the best experience and environment. With that being said, Fordham was playing, local New York team, and I put $1,000 on the Fordham Rams at Tuesday at 11 a.m. And they could not score. They scored like 8 points, I think, in the first 12 minutes. It was just an absolute disaster. And then they made like 3 shots in the second half to heat up. Game goes to overtime. Cashed them live as well, plus 220. And the Fordham Rams on a random Tuesday delivered like $2,500 to the bankroll. So that was a fun one. Bad sports experience, great betting experience.
Dude, once you said Fordham, I was like, oh yeah, this man gambles. Because if you're betting Fordham at 11 a.m. and the thing is, you got to go to the game. You were probably the only one at that game. I've turned on those streams.
Impact. I'm getting people going crazy. I'm making a real impact. That's the thing that people don't realize is everyone wants to bet the NFL, the sharpest market, the most viewed league in the world. Go to the A10 tournament, throw down a rack, and go cheer on the Rams, get the whole crowd into it. College kids absolutely panic when the crowd starts going crazy. So, yeah, I felt like I had a hand in that one.
Jack, that might be the quote of the century. Go to the A10 tournament, throw a rack on it. That's where you're going to find your money. Fordham Rams. And the stream where the camera lags a little bit because it's just a student and he's learning how to do it, that is the best gambling I've ever done in my life. But unfortunately, we do not have college basketball back for another week. So we gotta go to the turf. We have to go, and there's some big games this weekend. And I'm gonna ask you the impossible and to give us a winning NFL slate. So for I think it's week 8 or week 9 in the NFL. Sorry,
week 9 in the NFL, yeah.
So for week 9 in the NFL, Jack, give us your winners. I need your parlay that's gonna bring home all the units.
Can I pull up the Pikkit app?
Please. And this parlay, you're going to pitch me the single bet. I don't care. As long as it's a winner, it's going to be greened out. We need it greened out on the Pikkit calendar on Monday, even Sunday.
Okay.
I don't know how late this is going.
All right. Just looking at the board, perusing through the board, the lines that stick out to me, I would say, are Miami getting 6.5 points, just a great buy low, sell high spot on Buffalo, huge win off Seattle, and then Miami on a huge loss, absolutely blowing it against that team. Although Buffalo owns Miami, everyone's going to be all over them. I think this line would probably be 3.5, 4 if we went back to week 2. Now we're getting 6.5. We're almost getting a touchdown on the Dolphins, and it's not that cold. If it was cold, we know we do not bet on the Miami Dolphins, but it's warm. Was there a pick that you liked this week, Preston?
Well, I mean, I'm going to let you keep going for it. I'm going to pull it up in a second, but I am definitely a weather better. Okay, I'm kind of desperate at this point. I can't pick a winner to save my life. I'll just tell you where I'm at in my season. The Commanders, you saw that game, right? Huge win. Huge, right? No, I was on the other side.
Yeah, I was on the Bears.
So,
there was someone you want to know how you get fired from Snapback Sports? You live bet the Bears. Because you're a Chicago Bears fan, and like any self-loathing fan, if they're gonna lose, I'm gonna lose money on them. That's not me, but someone in our company. Live bet them $100, win 600. Live bet on the Bears. They couldn't move the ball a game. They take the lead in the Slack group. I know my team. Winner. With 30 seconds left. Are you out of your mind? Are you absolutely insane for that? And then obviously you know what happened. So that's how you get fired. We did keep that person on staff. I do believe in second chances, but if they pull that shit again,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
they're out.
Well, I mean, I was just hyping you up, telling me you're about to give me winners, and the first thing out of your mouth is the Jets, and my heart just sank. It went to my stomach. I was like, no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Here,
Sometimes you gotta dig deep. Sometimes you gotta dig deep.
Jack, do you mind speaking, because obviously you are down to bet on teams like Fordham. I mean, and let me just ask you, I'm going to mention one more real quick. Prairie View. If you
No,
hear that,
never.
yep.
I don't think I've had USD on Prairie View. It's Prairie View A&M, right?
USD on. I'm gonna start using that. That is awesome. Got some
That's
USD
everyone's
on them.
favorite line. Yeah,
Yep.
no, we don't put
Prairie View
USD on Will
A&M.
Levis, and I've seen the Prairie View. They've been a 16 seed before, so it would be tough for me to say I haven't had USD on them, but nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. Well, if you get there, it's because you can't even win on Fordham anymore, and that is or IUPUI. Yeah, you don't want to be there. But I'm more college. I'm not going to say I'm a college guy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I got the locks. Okay, I have leans. Is that fair? I have strong
leans are the type of guy who, they talk to the girl at the bar but don't bring them home. They invest in Bitcoin but then they sell after it goes up 6%. You either have a pick or you don't have a pick. Don't lean, because if you're leaning, then you're like, oh yeah, but I didn't really love it. So I need something to love. Like, that's what she's looking for. She's looking for a lover.
I love him, and I'm going to take that back immediately, even though I did purchase a little Bitcoin last night. That kind of hit home. I'm going to apologize. I just don't want you to put USD thinking this kid, he knows. Okay, I am doing my best out here, but I promise you I'm putting USD too. So you got to tail me to the gates of hell. Is that deal? Is that a deal?
Okay, yeah, I ride with the squad.
All right, here we go. So the first one, we're going to the biggest game on the board. You said go where the money's not. I'm going right into the pit of it. We are going to Penn State, Ohio State, and we are taking that under. The only way this over hits is if Ohio State blows Penn State out. And it's very possible. It is. Okay, Penn State, they kind of seem like a fraudulent number 3. But at home, that stadium, it's going to be rocking. I don't care if it's a big noon kickoff. It's going to be loud. It's going to be tough. It's a divisional game. It's a rivalry. They always play each other tight. Penn State is the king of getting first downs and draining the clock. Okay? I'm telling you, that game is going low. It's going under. I'm not going to say it's going to be 3-3 or 3-6. It's going to be a sweat, but it's going to win. Give me the under on that one.
What's that number? What's that number you got, Preston?
I think I got that at 42.
It's 42?
Let me make sure. Let me make sure.
Soaring. I thought it was gonna be like 57 and a half. 42.
No, there's
backup quarterback.
It's 45 and a half. It's 45 and a half. No, you have to hear me out, dude.
24.
Why is it that low? They want us to take the over. You got to beat them at their own game, dude. They're saying you don't have the courage to take the under, and courage wins USD.
I took
there
the
we go.
Rant. The people who are like, oh, you won't bet the Jags, you won't bet the Titans. I'll fire up the Titans, the Jets, the Jags, the under. I don't care. I go where I want to win money. People are too obsessed with, oh, bet the Chiefs, bet the Chiefs. It's so fun to bet the Chiefs. Fuck the Chiefs. Under 45 and a half, I'm rolling with you. Throw in Ohio State money line. They win tight 21-17.
Wow. You're even taking Ohio State. You're fading the home team. That is something that's tough to do in college, especially this late. I have a rule. You do not take the road team. So I don't know if you know what? I'm telling you. Okay. The whole thing, I twisted that quote a little bit. The whole thing is actually don't take road favorites. Actually, Ohio State's probably favorited, correct?
They are. They're 3.5-point favorites.
Jack, do you really want to win some money here?
Let's win some money. I'm telling you, under Ohio State. Let's do
under Penn State alternate spread. Let's push it.
I like Ohio State.
Okay,
I like Ohio State.
How about we just lock in the under? Okay, let's stay off the winner. Let's just root for no points. I hate doing it, but we got to do it. That's where the money's at.
Let me take you down what I call redemption road, back to the gridiron, the professionals. We don't want these amateur athletes. We want to bet on the pros. And The Bears plus 100 money line against the Cardinals. Now, this is a situation where if the Bears won this game, they're 5-2. They're walking into Arizona. Arizona should have lost to Miami. This spread is Bears laying 3. Oh, because a Hail Mary, a silly play, Tyreek Stevenson, that's never happening again. And the Dolphins may be a bigger joke than we thought, which is ironic because I said bet them against the Bills. Cross-country trip, but only from the Midwest, so I'm not freaking out about that. The Bears are a better team than the Cardinals. Bears defense is limiting everything, and the Cardinals defense ain't limiting shit. So Bears are the better team. No home field advantage in Arizona. We know that. Like, that stadium is not rocking. I went to a Cardinals game once. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. It's a golf crowd out there. It's nice weather. It's a desert. It's a noise desert also. Bears money line. There's your second official pick of the show.
Wow, Bears money line. We got the Penn State, Ohio State under. And again, I just want to mention one thing. When it comes to professional sports, when they're like, oh, it's a long travel day. You know, even right now the World Series is going on. You got the Dodgers traveling all the way to New York. Those guys travel in class, okay? They're fine. Unless you go to Fordham, travel does not affect you, okay? So I think I like that pick. I mean, it could be I just had a flash of you saying it's not going to happen again. And this Sunday it happens again, and then we clip both those things together. Let's not do that. So let's get a blowout. I want to blow up.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. The NFL kills me.
Come on, Caleb. All right. Caleb bounce back.
I'm going to take you to a disgusting game. This one is going to be a little bit gross. Let me just make sure I got my numbers correct because this team, they are a wagon. The New Mexico Lobos. I've been to the stadium. The only redeeming thing about going to a UNM game is they have a tailgate group that goes to every single home game. They might be the only fans there. They give away free tickets at these games. I'm not kidding. The guy just gave me a free ticket, and he makes the best egg rolls in the world. Okay, that's
in the world.
In the world. What's his name, Austin? Ming. If Ming sees this, he could compete against any SEC tailgate. I mean that. These things are insane. Jack, I will take you one day, and you take me to a Fordham game. We got a deal?
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
There we go. Ming has the best food in the world. It's unreal. But at this game, New Mexico is hosting Wyoming. And if divisional games, they're always tight. I like the unders. New Mexico does not play defense. They send 11 guys onto that field to just stand there in uniform. I don't even know if these kids are on scholarship. I don't even know if they go to school there. It is atrocious. They had the over at 79 2 weeks ago and almost hit 100 points. Okay? Wyoming, they're not that good either, but this defense is horrible. New Mexico is surprisingly putting points on the board. We're going to take the over. Okay? Does that sound okay?
What's the number, Preston?
It's 60.5. It's 60.5. It's nothing crazy, okay? It's a little bit chilly here in New Mexico right now. We got some wind all week. I'm boots on the ground.
I don't like wind on an over. I don't like wind, Preston.
It's not going to be it's some mild gust, okay? It's not going to be windy, and I'm here. I'm on the ground. If we change this, I will update my Pikkit app immediately, and I'm going to go, "Hey, we're switching." But if anything, I think that number is going to crawl up. They could score any way they want. They're not this. It's not like this quarterback is Quinn Ewers. Okay, they're running. They're doing whatever they can. They just have bad defense. It's a little chilly football. That's the only reason it's 60.5. Pick number 3, New Mexico, Wyoming over 60.5 points.
Okay, so you got boots on the ground, you got hair in the wind, and you'll get because the hair looks good right now. I mean, it looks really good, and I feel like you didn't even do it for the show. I didn't do mine for the show, and I'm saying Saturday morning, you go outside, you see how the hair is blowing, you let me know, make sure we're locking that in. Exactly.
I'm on it.
Lick the
I'm
finger.
on it.
And,
yep.
Okay. All right.
Give us the 4th.
You said you're a weather guy, and I've got some weather for you. You're telling me Jared Goff, pretty boy, is going to Lambeau Field and laying 3 points? He's playing 2 games outside of a dome this season, and here's one of them. The other one in Chicago, and here's one of them. And you're telling me he's laying 3 points because David Montgomery threw a touchdown against the Titans? I don't give a shit about what happened last week. Jared Goff outside laying points is a disaster. It's a natural disaster, similar to a windy day. So we're going with the Pack +3. Actually, because I'm using the Pikkit app, it's the Pack +3.5. The Lions are laying 3 on some books, but thanks to Pikkit, I know that the Pack are getting 3.5. We're getting a hook against Jared Goff outdoors. I mean, this is my favorite pick of maybe the season. And can I mention that the Packers are a really good team? And the Lions are a defense that's susceptible to the pass. What does Jordan Love do? He slings that thing. So
I love it.
I like the Pack. I like the Pack.
And Hutchinson's out. I don't think that's the only reason Jordan Love's been having any issues is because they're all over him. I think with no offensive line pressure like that, I like that pick. I actually love that pick. I might even be taking that straight up.
I kind of love that pick.
I love that pick. That was a sell job right there. I really thought you were about to give me a weather game and then give me a dome stadium. I've had some people do that to me, and I'm like, sir, that does not matter at that moment. But for that one, it does. Also, you mentioned the 3 versus the 3.5. You got Pikkit Pro?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got Pikkit Pro. If you don't have Pikkit Pro, go download it right now. Pikkit Pro is the best app. If you want to do line shopping, because it does it for you, it's incredible. It's going to give you the best odds, the best lines, and where to bet it at. Because a lot of people are putting money on these games, and I'm telling you, if you have a lot of it, the 3.5, the 3, it matters. It's called the hook. It kills you sometimes. Don't let it kill you. Download Pikkit Pro right now. Jack, do we want to go for a 6-legger? Do we want to keep it at 4? What are we doing here?
Oh man. Let's see what's on the board. The Bucks are getting 9 against Kansas City. The Bucks are kind of watered down with those injuries. Flacco on the mound against Minnesota. Don't love Flacco's inability to move against a Vikings defense that's going to blitz a lot, although he's a smart quarterback. I don't know if I'm loving anything. I'll say this. I'll just throw this out there as food for thought. It's not a pick that I necessarily love. But the trap game of the week. Here's the trap game of the week. The Chargers have not impressed recently because it's a Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman scheme, right? Run the ball, get off the field, quicken the game up. Don't use Justin Herbert's tools. On the flip side, the Browns impressed. The Browns looked really good against the Ravens, winning 29-24. Jameis takes, that Browns offense over 20 for the first time against a historically great Ravens offense. The Browns are getting 2 points here. That seems trappy because why is that? This Browns team is a good defense. They limited Lamar and the Ravens to 24. They're, a much better offense now. They just scored 29. Ravens were missing 2 corners. Ravens dropped 4 interceptions in the game. The Browns giving up a lot of yards on the ground. I think this is a classic get right spot for the Chargers. Sink the Browns. It's that cross-country travel. It's that outdoor. But who likes to play outdoor football better than Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh? I lean. See, now I'm leaning. I feel like I can't lean anymore after what I said. Now I got to sell my Bitcoin, and I don't want to do that. So give me the Chargers to beat the Browns. I don't know if we want to include it, though, Preston. Unless you have another Loch Ness Monster, I don't know if we want to push this to 6 legs.
I kind of do, though. How about this?
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it, I'm in.
Let's do 4. Let's do 4, and then we're going to add 2 more because the first 4 they're hitting, right? So let's reuse the picks. All right, it's gonna get ugly here though, and you just gotta trust the process, okay? So I know you said this is a lean. This is not a lean for me. This is we're going to the Maction. We are going to the Maction. This is one of the best conferences in college football. I am guessing right now it is getting cold here in the Southwest. Let me get my guy on it real quick. Austin, can you please Google the weather in Central Michigan this weekend?
The Chippewas.
The Chippewas. I love the Chippewas. I love them. Okay, some of the best players that have ever lived come from Central Michigan. Antonio Brown as one of them. Okay, they are an incredible program. I love this team. They are taking on Bowling Green. Now this isn't a joke. Sorry, my weather guy's coming in. We got 47 degrees with 11-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, it's that icy.
Not fun to tackle in that weather.
It's not fun to tackle in that weather. Okay, but here's the thing about the Chippewas. They don't care. These people are forged in fire. I don't know how they find these guys in the Maction. I think it's the actual last chance you. For example, I think not Kareem Hunt. Who is the chief? Oh, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill went to the action. How did he go? We got kicked off Oklahoma. Okay, they gave him a shot. They're like, we don't care about your past. All we can care about is, do you score touchdowns? All we care about is, do you score touchdowns? They are a wagon for producing players that I love, forged in darkness, okay? They are still going to throw the ball. They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw it even more. They don't care if it's cold. They don't. I watched a game one time where it was 2 feet of snow and it hit the over. Okay, the number is 53.5 in this game. The only thing I'm worried about, and Jack, I want an opinion here, is Bowling Green scoring. Bowling Green's had some offensive issues. They're struggling a little bit. Central Michigan, they're not the best defense, but Bowling Green's really, really struggling on offense. The number's 10.5 for Bowling Green or for Central Michigan at home. Do we take the Chippewas to just run away with it? Because I could see 27-3. I could. And then it's hitting the under.
How's the Chips defense? How's the Chips D?
It's Maction defense.
Yeah, there's some options here. I think CMU first half could be an interesting look. That way you don't get caught in the back door. Sometimes in Maction, we see it on SVP show all the time. They stop caring. Crazy shit happens. Flags are thrown. And all of a sudden, 17's down to 10. I also think first half could be a play there. I also think that team total could be interesting. You don't like, you're questionable. How's the Bowling Green offense going to be? So maybe we don't cover the number, but we're going to score. If we're going to score, then let's bet the Chips to score 30. Let's bet the team total over.
For our final leg, it's the Chips over. We got the Chippewas over team total. I don't know that number, but we will plug it in here right now. And as long as it's below 40, I'm taking it. So the Chippewas over against Bowling Green. That is our 6-legger, and it is beautiful. If you're not down for 6, do the 4-legger because Jack did use the L word, lean. So this is where we're getting a little dicey. This is where the books start to clean up. Well, not today. We're winning a lot of money on this weekend, Jack. This weekend is our weekend. All right, we're filling the accounts from the past 10 and 9 that we've just gotten destroyed. But we will be punching this in on our Pikkit app, showing our bets. Make sure to go follow me and Jack because I promise you that's not the only bet we're doing this weekend. Jack, are you ready to play How Many Beers to Take This Bet presented by Pikkit Sports?
Let's do it. Let me get in the bar. Let me get in the mode. Okay.
Here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
I'm sober. It's Saturday. All right, let's do it.
All right. Cam Rising to return for an 8th year of college football.
6 beers, got to be like with the fellas, having a great night, chilling. We're not out. We're not getting aggressive out there. We're just chilling in the living room. It's like, Cam, what are you going to do? You're going to go work a real job? No, come back one more year with the boys. That's like about 6 beers, 6-pack of beer.
Okay, well, then this leads into my next question. Cam Rising to win the 2026 Heisman.
Okay, so now, yeah, we pre-gamed. We're out at the bar. I don't even think it happens when we're back home. It's like Cam, he's got the knee, so maybe he was chilling earlier. But now we're on 14 beers, and we're back at the crib. And someone's like, "Hey, Cam, throw me a beer," and he zings that one. And I catch it, and I'm like, "Oh, he's got it. He's got it. This is the year. He just needs to stay healthy one more year." So I'm probably at 14 beers before I'm betting Cam Rising to win the Heisman.
That is shockingly low. And I love how you incorporated Cam drinking with you in this scenario.
Of course.
So
he's 25. He can drink. He's legal.
14 beers for Cam Rising to win the Heisman, and you don't even know if he's playing next year. I love it. That just sounds like you would have taken it sober, to be honest. But Bronny James to win a national championship.
NBA championship or national? He's going back to college?
Yeah, I always say college. No. Bronny James to win an NBA championship.
Oh, Lakers look good. JJ Redick, he kind of got that freak going. But at this point, I just don't think they got the juice. Also, Bronny's probably only got 1 or 2 more years in the league before Papa retires, and then he unfortunately gets sent down. So, yeah, I'm going to need 30 beers for that. 30 rack, which is another
30.
bet that we placed while we were under the influence. Me and my friends bet my other friends. I'm on the side of no, that Bronny James will never score 30 in an NBA game. They're on the side of yes. So in honor of that wager, I'm going to go with 30 beers that Bronny wins a title.
Your friend has a bet that Bronny James will put up 30 points in a game?
I mean, look, you got what's that guy's name? Something Flynn, Mikhail Flynn.
It doesn't even matter.
Random dude. Corey Brewer scored 50 in a game, so I understand where they're coming from. But I like I said, I'm on the other side. They were on, they were drinking beers. A lot of them clearly.
Yeah, that's That's how many beers did I drink to place that bet. That one's crazy. All right, you ready? This one's going to hit home from you. Arch Manning to win the national championship MVP this year.
100 beers, not happening. I love Arch. He's going to be amazing one day. But Arch right now, this is what people don't understand. Arch right now is boom or bust. We hit the boom, you know what I'm talking about? Where Arch is throwing down the field, he's running around. But to win a national championship, you got to be accurate. You got to control the offense. You got to have seen different blitz packages. And I think, like, if you look at last year, you had Penix, who was so good in that semifinal because he's experienced. He's got so much time in college. Same thing for McCarthy. McCarthy, experienced running that offense. Arch coming in midseason, taking over. The only way it happens is Ewers makes the run. Mm-hmm. Quinn gets hurt. He does have an injury history. Arch comes in for the title game. Other team wasn't prepped for it, and he balls out. He wins. So I guess I'll dump that 100 down to like 60 beers, but I don't see it happening.
Like you said, 100 beers, not happening, but like you're still down to have 100 beers.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right.
The boys are in the championship in that case.
That was the one I would see. It was a little sneak in that Texas already made it. So that was like a double whammy right there. But Dak Prescott to win the Lombardi ever.
Look. I had USD on the Cowboys Sunday night against the Niners. That offensive pass interference they picked up. I mean, some of the stuff in the NFL is a legit scam, and it's just insane. But it's not rigged. Yeah, the beat-ups call of the night. The blame, similar to our conversation about, Quinn versus Sark, I don't really put too much of the blame on Dak. He obviously does his shit where, like, he throws a pick six in a playoff game and he'll look like an absolute scrub. But he's just in this funky situation. I compare it, honestly, a little to, like, Stafford just sucking in Detroit and never winning because the organization jumps to the Rams, and then they have this run. I think Dak Prescott in a good organization, put Dak, I mean, as a Ravens fan, I would hate this, put Dak Prescott with a good OC on Pittsburgh, and let me ask you that question back, because I think you would feel very differently if that were the case. With the Cowboys, what can go wrong will go wrong. So once again, I'm going to need a lot of beers to convince myself that Dak Prescott is winning the Lombardi anytime soon.
What's the number?
Probably like, here we go, 20 beers.
20 beers. Not bad. Okay, and then two more for you. I already know your answer on this. We brought it up earlier. But Penn State to beat Ohio State this weekend. How many beers?
Yeah, it would only take me about 8 to 10, and I'll be at a wedding, and I'll tell you, because the bride and groom, that's what they call those people getting married, right? The bride and groom are Ohio Staters. My wife and all my friends are Penn Staters. So we're going to be watching that game. And so I'll shoot you a text right around 2 o'clock after I've had X amount of beers, like, oh, I've had 4, and I'm starting to think Penn State's going to win this game. So we'll actually have a live look-in, boots on the ground, to when exactly. But ahead of the game, Ryan Day is a loser. I've said that from day one. The only bigger loser is when James Franklin is an underdog in a big game against Ohio State. So it's battle of the woats. I would say about 6 to 8 beers before I fire on Penn State. You get that Nittany Lion crowd going. They start playing Zombie Nation. Ohio State's calling the timeout. So it won't take too many, but I do lean the Bucks.
So that's how we know. If you text me this weekend, hey, I just put the 1,000 on Penn State, I know you're 8 beers deep. So
exactly.
Speaking of you being at a wedding, this is the final question. How many beers to start doing the boom dance when your team scores?
Oh my God! At DKR just 2 weekends ago, I was hitting the boom. To be fair to myself, there were plenty of beers and other mixed cocktails that encourage that behavior, but I'll hit the boom all day, every day. We hit the boom so sober.
No beers?
Yeah. No beers needed for that, especially if, Quinn Ewers runs one in. He already hit the boom against Oklahoma when we laid the boom on them. So no beers to hit the boom when your favorite team scores. Honestly, if you're not hitting the boom, you're not making an impact. Similar to how I make an impact every time I watch the Fordham Rams, you need to hit the boom every time your team scores.
I love it. Well, hey, Jack, thank you so much for your time today. This is not over. We are going to battle tomorrow. We are taking – sorry, you said your Thursday night pick was – Jets, Jets. That's crazy. And I hope we're gonna put that as the starting clip of why you should tail this man and why he's an experienced sports bettor.
Go for it. I'll be hitting boom every time Aaron Rodgers throws a touchdown.
I'll hit the boom with you. I'm tailing you. I'm in. I'm just a little bit battered this season. It's been a long season. I feel like I've aged exponentially. But thank you so much, Jack. This is Jack Settleman, ladies and gentlemen. Please go follow him at Pikkit Sports. Go follow him on YouTube. If you don't, you're missing out. And on all his social medias, he makes incredible content. Snapback Sports, great company, great CEO. You just got to sit down with him and meet him. And if he wins these bets, you have to go follow him. Also, go follow Pikkit Sports. Like, subscribe, share this episode, and we will be back next weekend with more bets for you and hopefully winners. But I'm telling you, this week, no leans, winners only. You're agreeing with that, Jack. No leans ever again.
Tell Ming to get the egg rolls. W's only, baby. W's only.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a good Thursday for watching this episode, and we will see you back here next Thursday for Pikkit Playbook.